फॉर स्पेसिफिकली यूके अगर आप देखें तो समवेयर बिटवीन 30 to 40 lakhs इंक्लूडिंग ऑल एक्सपेंसेस आ जाता है. लंदन इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 6-7 जोन्स. तो आप वो भी फैक्टर डिपेंड करता है कि यूनिवर्सिटी इन लंदन या फिर बाहर कहीं इन अदर सिटीज लाइक कोवेंट्री, बर्मिंगम या मैनचेस्टर. सो वहाँ पे अगेन लिविंग कॉस्ट इज वेरी लो कंपेयर टू व्हाट इट इज इन लंदन. सो मार्केट का अगर बात करें तो इट इज getting tougher day by day. It is why people are choosing to study abroad. Is यहाँ पे no job is smaller. आप you can be working at a restaurant or something, still you are as good as a person working in a big corporate or big firm. So living cost भी फिर बढ़ जाता है. So generally लोग जो prefer करते हैं it is student visa. So 1 साल के लिए आपको student visa मिलता है. And
Welcome once again to the Indian Warrior Talk Show. Our today's guest is Yash Gorasia, who is a student in University of London और वो भी एक as an international student वहाँ पे रह के पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. And today we'll be knowing all about the process of becoming an international student. और एक इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट जो होता है इंडिया से जो अलग अलग कंट्रीज में जाके अपना ग्रेजुएशन, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन जो भी हायर स्टडीज के लिए, सो उसका जो प्रोसेस क्या होता है और हाउ टू रीच देयर, वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए क्या क्या आपको प्रोसेस लगते हैं, क्या आपको स्टेप्स फॉलो करने हैं, सो हम एक राइट वे एंड राइट अप्रोच टू गो टू द फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड अब्रॉड टू कंप्लीट हायर एजुकेशन, उसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे. एंड आल्सो विल बी आल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट कि एक जो फॉरेन स्टूडेंट होता है, इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स होता है, तो उसका लाइफ कैसा होता है, एक जैसे हाउ डू दे डील विद द प्रॉब्लम्स, और क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं, क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज है वहां पर फॉर इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स इन द फॉरेन लैंड. So once again, welcome Yash Gorasia on the Indian Warrior Talk Show.
Thank you so much, Himanshu Bhaiya, for the opportunity. And I think हम लोग इस एपिसोड में वही डिस्कस करेंगे, the point you should start and what all procedures you need to go through to be able to come to a foreign country as an international student or as an master's student.
Okay, so first of all, my very first question to you is, who all can go to foreign universities to study? 10+2 वाले स्टूडेंट्स, या फिर ग्रेजुएशन जिनको करना है वो, या फिर मास्टर्स जिनको करना है, या पीजी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन करना है. So who all students are eligible for the foreign universities from India?
It definitely depends on an individual. There is no restriction to any students who are eligible or not. But when it's about going to a foreign university, mostly people wanting to pursue MBA or any higher study course, kindly they tend to opt for, and most of them are either doing it in engineering or related field. So or people who are deeply want to go into business side of the context. So they either opt in for MBA or project management or any course related to that. So as far as if we talk about अगर हम लोग बोले कि एक क्राइटेरिया क्या है, जैसे there is a criteria to get into IIT. So these universities don't have that specific criteria. All they have is your willingness, or you should have a solid reason why you want to pursue your master in foreign countries. It is not like okay मेरे को जाके बस मजे करने हैं, बाहर से experience लेना, that's why I want to. You should have a solid reason to be able to get admission to the universities, because सारे के सारे universities tend to have different procedures of them.
So please tell us about your university in which you are studying and completing your course, and also कि starting कहाँ से किया था, like you did after your graduation या फिर you did after your post graduation. So how did you start preparing for that, and क्या क्या steps थे to finally reach to the foreign university?
So I remember it was in my second year of the university. So I decided कि मुझे I still want to explore this field जिसमें मैं बीटेक कर रहा था. So I decided कि okay, let's explore other ideas. So then मैंने धीरे धीरे research करा about which country I should go in, और because वो बहुत सारा मतलब research जाता है उसके पीछे. You just can't say कि भाई I want to do my MBA in XYZ field and यहीं से मैं करूँगा, because it comes with cost, everything around it. So I decided, okay, I want to do this thing after my bachelor's is completed. And then the very reason was I didn't wanted to sit for college placements because my grades were not that 9 pointers or 9 plus pointers. So it was easy way out of for me. And then at that point of time in second year, I was not much aware about ki by field mein kya hota and what is or the advantage of doing a masters. At that point of time, only thing in my mind was ki bhai masters karunga to I would get a good salary going for jobs. Then I started digging into it. Saw several universities of USA, UK, Australia, and Canada. These four countries were on my list, and then there were few countries from the Europe region, because the field I'm into has a strong data privacy laws and everything around it in Europe. So Europe was in the list. फिर मैंने I had this chat with my family. मैंने बोला कि I don't want to sit for play because that approval is very much needed. So sorry, once I got that, I realized, okay, ये part मैं cover करूंगा, this should be. And the very important factor of it was duration and cost. So already I was paying a hefty amount in my bachelor, so there is no reason for me to just stick into paying much more just to come into another country and explore it. So then everything went for a year and a half, and then I had my job. So many, I did my job for almost 3 years. I was working remotely and things around it, and I used to keep applying to the universities I was targeting. So then मैंने पांच छह लिस्ट बना लिए कि ओके इसमें अप्लाई करना है. Turned out कि UK is the best destination for me, considering कि duration and cost सारा चीज जब मैंने calculate करा, तो it was coming right for me. So then I chose 4 5 UK universities. Yeah, and then started applying for it. So that's how how it started.
ओके सो हाउ मेनी कॉलेजेस इन यूके आफ्टर फाइनलाइजिंग कि हाँ मुझे यूके में जाना है, तो कितने सारे कॉलेजेस को अप्रोच किया? एंड बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड कॉलेजेस की क्वालिफिकेशन और एलिजिबिलिटी के लिए आइल्स एंड टोफल होता है. सो वाज इट
Yeah.
एप्लीकेबल फॉर योर यूनिवर्सिटी आल्सो, एंड व्हाट वाज दैट?
So as I studied CBSE until 12th and had above 80 marks in CBSE board. So this was waived off for me or any person who has 80 plus marks in English in that 12th from CBSE or any other English medium board. I tend to have don't need to give IELTS or anything. But then I was a bit desperate कि मुझे देना है, to just test out कि भाई what I could what amount of grade I could get. So I reached out to an agent which was in my city, and they helped me prepare for IELTS. So there is a very much difference between you knowing how to speak English and everything around it, or you knowing English grammars, and then appearing for an IELTS, because you can speak fluently. You can speak fluent English. You can talk to anyone with the English, and you can give talk everything around it. But still, you won't be able to get 6 pointers in the IELTS. So I have seen many people having that. So उसके बाद I took just to get going with the IELTS कि भाई कैसे होता है, how the exam formats are and things. So I took classes for a month or something, appeared for it, and then I got 7.5 bands in IELTS out of 9. So that was just to check myself. But IELTS या TOEFL can be waived off अगर लोगों को 80 plus marks है.
Okay, so this is the new thing I came to know, that in case you get 80 plus in your 10 plus 2, so majority of the colleges and the universities waive off your जो अपना additional test है English के लिए, that is TOEFL
Yeah,
and IELTS. So
एक ऐसी चीज है that most of the agents won't tell you, because they want you to appear, spend your 15 20,000 rupees and then get back on the track. Another thing that can waive off IELTS is अगर आपने universe throughout your bachelor's degree, if you have an English medium or English courses throughout your university कि आपने English में ही पढ़ा है पूरी university में, so then you can request university to give you and medium of instruction or kind of letter that tend to have to submit it to the master's university. So उसमें भी there is no ऐसा नहीं है कि until आपको 80% होना चाहिए या कुछ भी. If you have studied your bachelor's in English, you are entitled to waive IELTS or things around it. So ये चीज़ भी agent नहीं बोलते particularly. That is because I was digging into it for a longer time. तो मुझे पता था क्योंकि मुझे I can waive off these things.
अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस टेस्ट, कॉलेज में अप्लाई करने के बाद उनका एप्लीकेशन एंड जो लेटर होता है, व्हाटएवर द थिंग्स कम, सो उसमें लाइक एज वी आस्क्ड इन द प्रीवियसली कि कौन-कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटीज में अप्लाई किया था और किस में सिलेक्ट हुए?
So I did, applied to, I think, six of the universities, and everyone had different procedures for it. So उसमें सबसे important part होता है is statement of purpose. जो मैंने बोला कि आपको एक solid reason होना चाहिए why you want to pursue your masters, और उसके बाद आपका plan क्या है. You can just go to universities and apply, because every अभी they have 12 fee. So 10,000 15,000 रुपीज ऐसे ही चले जाते हैं जस्ट टू अप्लाई. यू डोंट नो कि आप सिलेक्ट होंगे नहीं होंगे. सो यू कैन टेक अ बंट कि भाई जस्ट में से मुझे करना है तो आई कैन गो. So it took me a while to write that statement of purpose and reasoning behind why I wanted to pursue a masters into the specifically. पहले तो you need to give them कि भाई तुझे masters क्यों करना है, फिर why UK and why this particular college. ये तीन बहुत important questions होते हैं and they tend to assess your application. So IELTS के point पे एक चीज़ मैं बोलूँगा कि अगर आपके 9 भी है IELTS में, it doesn't guarantee कि आपको college में admission मिलेगा. It is just to check out your English, as you said. So then your admission is, I think 60-70% based on your statement of purpose letter you submit to the university. So then out of six, I submitted, I got admitted to 3 or 4 universities. And then I check, again, based on your priorities and things around it. So for me, top priority was King's College, which I straight away got rejected because of my CGPA. So they had this criteria of having an 8 pointers in the bachelor's out of 10, and I had 7.9, something around that. So I got straight away rejected, and it had something, an application fee of $120. Sorry, pounds. So I was like, okay, what next? So there was this another university I applied to called Warwick, and I again got a rejection from it, stating that my statement of purpose does not communicate clearly what I want to pursue. So then the third option was the current university, University of London, and it curriculum and courses around it were matching almost what I wanted to pursue. So sometimes अभी आपको feel होता है कि those decisions कि आपको rejections आए was meant to be good. And अभी I somewhere realized कि भाई it was good, क्योंकि the amount of fees they were having was very high. It was somewhere close to what I would be I'm paying half of it now.
तो इसको हम रिवील कर सकते हैं कि अभी जो यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लंदन का है, तो टोटल खर्चा कितना आएगा? आपका जो पूरा कोर्स है, कैन यू ब्रेक दैट डाउन? एंड स्टार्टिंग से कि वीज़ा का जो फी है, एंड मतलब घर से निकलने से यूनिवर्सिटी पहुँचने तक का खर्चा, एक जो फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी में जाता है, तो एक नॉर्मल कितना आता है और आपका कितना है?
So for specifically UK, अगर आप देखें तो somewhere between 30 to 40 lakhs, including all expenses आ जाता है. So for me, मेरा university fees was 23,900 pounds. So उसको break करे तो it comes around 25 lakhs or something. But एक factor उसमें भी होता है कि how much scholarship you are getting. सो अगेन उसके लिए एक अलग आपको पर्पस लेटर वगैरह पूरा सबमिट करना पड़ता है. सो आई सबमिटेड दैट एंड आई गॉट अ स्कॉलरशिप ऑफ £7,100. सो आउट ऑफ 23,900. तो उतना आपको ऑलरेडी लेस भरना पड़ता है. And then I had to decide upon कि भाई which kind of accommodation, because the universities tend to provide. So 25 हो गया मेरा college fees, and then if I opt in for university accommodation, जो एक kind of rooms वगैरह होता है, and you need to cook your आपको खुद को खाना बनाना पड़ता है. So I decided currently जो मेरा accommodation it is shared and kind of PG. So we don't have to pay for we don't have to cook anything or have to buy anything groceries or something. They tend to have do it everything, and we just pay on the monthly basis to them. Uh, so वो खर्चा मिला के अभी मेरा is coming somewhere around 32 lakhs, whereas a normal student agar they tend to live in single room non sharing with cooking and everything. And again London is divided into 6-7 zones, तो आप वो भी फैक्टर डिपेंड करता है कि you are opting in a university in London या फिर बाहर कहीं in other cities like Coventry, Birmingham या मैनचेस्टर. सो वहाँ पे अगेन लिविंग कॉस्ट इज वेरी लॉ कंपेयर टू व्हाट इट इज इन लंडन. So that factors affect. तो अभी मेरा because it is shared and I live in PG and things around, so it is coming down to 33 lakhs or 32 lakhs in total in Indian rupees. So master's course in UK tend to have only 1 year course. So unless and until they give you an option of opting in for an placement session and stuff like that. So if you want, so unlike Indian universities, they don't have a college placement on anything. You complete your master, you are on your own in the market, you search it, and based on your networks and connections you made, you tend to get a job. फिर अगर आप प्लेसमेंट ईयर ऑप्ट करते हो तो आपको फिर जो मैंने फीस बताया कि मेरा 25 लाख समथिंग अराउंड हो रहा था, दैट टेन टू इंक्रीज अगेन. वो दूसरे साल के लिए भी आपको भरना पड़ता है. एंड देन दे गिव यू अ ईयर इन इंडस्ट्री, तो उनके कोलैबोरेटर के साथ दे टेंड टू हैव वो आपको भेजते हैं उनके कंपनीज में टू वर्क एक्सपेरिमेंट डू अ प्रोजेक्ट. एंड लिविंग कॉस्ट भी फिर बढ़ जाता है. सो जनरली लोग जो प्रेफर करते हैं इट इज स्टूडेंट वीज़ा. तो 1 साल के लिए आपको स्टूडेंट वीज़ा मिलता है. एंड 1 साल का खर्चा जो जो मैं बता रहा हूँ दैट इज 33 lakhs और समथिंग फॉर मी, वो 1 साल का एक्सपेंस है इंक्लूडिंग लिविंग एवरीथिंग.
Okay. So 33 lakhs around for 1 year. So that is, if we
या
compare to Indian education, do you think it is somewhere higher if we compare to the Indian universities or colleges and compared to the studies in UK? So cost of living, as I know, in UK is very high. So maybe that is the reason कि आपका जो total costing वगैरह है वो बहुत ज्यादा आता है Indian student.
थिंग आई पर्टिकुलरली थिंक अबाउट इट इज, एक तो आपने बोला जो हायर कॉस्ट, सेकंड इज करेंसी कन्वर्जन जो है, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी देर इज सो मच गैप इन इंडियन रुपीज एंड पाउंड्स. सो एक और फैक्टर भी अफेक्ट करता है बिकॉज यू आर पेइंग इन पाउंड्स एंड देन यू नीड टू गेट इन रुपीज. Thirdly, I did my searching for MBAs in India, एंड वहाँ पे 2 साल के कोर्स के लिए इट वाज कॉस्टिंग समवेयर अराउंड इफ वी टेक 3 to 5 lakhs फॉर एन
Okay, three to
काइंड ऑफ IIMs या फिर ISB में अगर आप एडमिशन. हाँ, सो 3 to 5 lakhs इंडियन रुपीज. एंड देन इट इज अगेन ड्यूरेशन इज 2 years, सो आपको यू कैंट जस्ट हैव एन थिंग, आपका एक्सपेंस कवर नहीं हो सकता until you completed your masters. और so that 3 to 5 lakhs was coming somewhere 10-15 lakhs वैसे भी आ रहा था. So 15 lakhs in India, and then living expense सब गिन के भी it is चलो 15 भी गिन लेते हैं. And you don't have anything to earn during those times. Why? In UK it is 1 year. तो मुझे सेम अगेन मैंने बोला 33 आ रहा है, दैट इज टोटल कॉस्ट. अभी उसमें आई गॉट एन स्कॉलरशिप ऑफ £7,100 ऑल डे. तो मेरा खर्चा कॉलेज फीस ऑलरेडी कट के इट इज कमिंग टू 15 lakhs. So that was again that was the only one factor out of so many factors available. एक दूसरा फैक्टर कि आई कैन वर्क 20 hours हियर, अर्न सम पार्ट टाइम गिग्स एंड सी अबाउट कवरिंग माई जो ऊपर का लिविंग कॉस्ट एंड थिंग जो हो रहा है, दैट आई कुड कवर व्हाइल आई एम स्टिल स्टडिंग. एंड द कवर अप टाइम द लास्टली आई कैलकुलेटेड वाज कि अगर आपने लोन लिया है इन इंडिया टू कंप्लीट एन MBA, so let's say आपने 15 लाख का लोन लिया है टू कंप्लीट एन MBA इन इंडिया, you would take at least 3 to 4 years to repay that.
करेक्ट. तो लेट्स कम टू द अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स. ऐसा हम देखते हैं, आई हैव कम टू नो, लाइक हमने टीवीज में देखा है, आई मीन टेलीविजन में देखा है, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट से मैंने बात की. तो वो बोलते हैं कि इंडिया में जो एक स्टूडेंट होता है, कॉलेज स्टूडेंट होता है, वो पार्ट टाइम जॉब यहाँ पे एक टैबू माना जाता है. We don't do part time while in college, and but that is very common if we talk about the foreign countries and the foreign students. So please tell me about the opportunities. क्या क्या opportunities होती हैं एक international students के लिए, और वो क्या क्या किस किस जगहों पर opt कर सकता है just for the part time job, और अपना जो expenses है उसको कैसे cover up कर सकता
India mein again there is if I talk about opportunities, we don't have any benchmark set or government rules that says ki bhai, if you are working for an organization or a restaurant or something, you are working legally or entitled to get 11.40 GBP. So that is somewhere around 1200 uh, rupees, Indian rupees, if we convert approximately for an hour. So वो उनको देना ही पड़ेगा if you are
है?
working.
1200 rupees per hour if we work as a part time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
पार्ट टाइम फुल टाइम
और यहाँ
जो भी
पे
हो you
अगर बड़ी मजदूर को देखें तो maximum he will get 400 to 600, or somewhere maximum he can get 800 for a day.
yeah,
And if we talk
yeah,
about
for a
UK,
day.
yeah, okay. So and in UK it is 1200 per hour, and in most of the countries I have seen is if you talk about US and some other countries, that is something, as my knowledge is concerned, is around $15 per hour, something like that. I'm not
हाँ,
sure.
so if we convert in USD, it is somewhere near to 10 to 15, 12 to 15 dollars का आपको पे आउट मिलता है if you are working part time. But with UK एक चीज़ है, you don't need to work in university only. US में there is restriction कि आप university के अंदर ही you can work. You can't work outside in any stores or so यहाँ पे most of the students who are in here for their masters or their bachelors tend because we hardly get a white collar job or professional what we state, because उनको सारे big companies want employees for 40 hours. They don't want कि भाई you are coming 2 days into office and then you are just not working. उनको पूरा project finish चाहिए. There are lots of things we could discuss it for hours, but in short they want people to work full time, wherein these stores and uh, restaurants and lots of other opportunities are there, which has an option of people who could work based on shifts. So if I get a shift of 9 hours for 2 days, there would be people who could work if I'm not there. So that's why we get an permission to work 20 hours in a week. एंड अ वीक कंसिस्ट ऑफ कि उसमें संडे भी आ जाता है, सैटरडे भी आ जाता है. सो मोस्ट कॉलेजेस इन यूके है ओनली 2 days कॉलेज, वेर इन इंडिया अगर आप देखो तो हमें मंडे टू फ्राइडे 5 दिन कॉलेज जाना पड़ता है, एंड देन वी हैव टू सी कि भाई सैटरडे संडे क्या करें. यहाँ पे मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉलेजेस हैव 2 days का कल्चर. सो यू गो टू यूनिवर्सिटी 2 days, एंड इंडिया में एक एक डेढ़ डेढ़ घंटे के लेक्चर्स होते हैं. यहाँ पे आई हैव स्ट्रेट अवे 3 hours का लेक्चर. सो यू कम इन द मॉर्निंग, अटेंड अ लेक्चर, एक एक 2 घंटे का ब्रेक होता है, एंड देन हैव अनदर लेक्चर डन फॉर द डे. टॉक अबाउट अपॉर्चुनिटी. सो मार्केट का अगर बात करें तो इट इज गेटिंग टफर डे बाय डे. It is not as easier as it used to be before कि भाई I'm coming in here, I will get a part time. So I have seen lots of people sticking it to ki okay, I have come to pursue a degree in let's say digital marketing, why should I be working at a restaurant or something. So it again depends on your financial background. अगर आप लोन लेके आए हो, you have not so you know you are from a middle class background or something, you tend to accept that okay, I can work and there is no harm. So एक फैक्टर मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा from the differentiate why people are choosing to study abroad is यहाँ पे no job is smaller. आप you can be working at a restaurant or something, still you are as good as a person working in a big corporate or big firm. So they don't tend to differentiate कि भाई okay, आप तो भाई यहाँ पे रेस्टोरेंट में फ्राइज तल रहे हो, you are not good. और आप बिग कंसल्टिंग फर्म में यू आर अ कंसल्टेंट, सो यू वुड बी वेरी स्मार्ट. नो, देर इज इट इज मोर अबाउट कि यहाँ पे लोगों को they tend to go more towards passion, not just go into this white collar jobs as we say.
Okay. बट व्हाई डू यू थिंक ये सारी चीजें इंडिया में पॉसिबल नहीं है अभी भी? आफ्टर सो मेनी इयर्स ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस वी स्टिल थिंक कि ये जॉब छोटा है, ये जॉब बड़ा है। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि इंडिया में कब तक ये सारी चीजें नॉर्मल होंगी?
One thing I personally feel is कि there is this so much of societal pressure कि we already have differentiated कि ये चीज़ें is very good, ये चीज़ें is not good. If you talk about things in India, even a bodyguard of Ambani is earning in crores, while as someone doing a full-time corporate job, software engineers or someone into my field could be earning only 12 lakhs a year. So again, that comes down to ki what you want to do. And I have seen this changing in a while. Ki people tend to go for what they're passionate about, and it would change over the times. Let's say 10 15 years down the line, we could see there is no differentiation in एक अगर एक चीज आप को जानना हो कि why it is what is the difference, why we are still behind that thing, is societal pressure. क्योंकि let's say either I have to pursue their master spending 30 35 lakhs, and then they go back to India and work somewhere around in वही चीज if you are spending, or if you have done a bachelor's and फिर आप पानी पूरी का ठेला खोलते हो, तो there is a natural tendency as in pani puri ka thela wala person, and there are so much narrations around it. But you know I personally feel it should change because things are getting better. So does even I personally feel ki if you just compare based on how they are doing it, there is a lot of barriers that are coming in.
Okay, so opportunities के बारे में तो we talked a lot कि like we can work anywhere, but as we see that uh, things are improving in India also, and maybe in coming years things will be normal. And but let's talk a little about the challenges, because you're away from your family, you're away from home, you're away from your nation, and you never know कि हाँ कब वापस आने वाले हो, next year आओगे, otherwise maybe you get some job and you'll be settled there. So what are the insecurities or challenges क्या क्या अपने मन में रहती हैं, और how do you tackle those in your normal life? I know it's not very easy for anyone to stay away from home for a long time. So
firstly is to adapt to the situation, because अभी एक तो सिचुएशन को अडेप्ट करना है, and दूसरा इज टू एनवायरनमेंट को अडेप्ट करना, जो in India we have this normal weather casting of somewhere uh, 20 to 40 around, इतने में ही we live in tropical region, तो वहाँ पे it is not very cold, not very hot out there. But the first day I landed here, I asked for a extra jacket because I was feeling too cold in here. It was 13-degree when I landed, and again, it is getting worse now, coming down to zero. So first is adapting to those particular situations. Secondly, I was lucky enough to have a support in here in form of seniors, and as we had this bond. But many people tend to get scammed by so much of availabilities, because there are people out there who tend to say "Ki, okay, we will provide you, you need to pay xyz deposit," and then doesn't hear anything from those kind of people. So uh, that is second challenge. Third is कि भाई घर से if there are people who are going out for the first time away from home, so it is very much tougher for them to not to be able to hold back. So just क्या कर सकते हैं, get into a blanket, cry for a while, because you tend to miss homes, miss families. But again, you need to, what I feel is कि then you should remind yourself कि भाई what was the purpose you were here for. And बाकी आर स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट एंड बहुत सारा चीज़ें हैं. बट the very much thing is कि if you have stayed in a residential school or something, I don't feel that kind of much harder as of now, because we were staying away from home since we were in 6 or 7 standards, and then
I think we were
हाँ so
10 साल से हमें, जब हम 10 साल के थे तब से तो आई थिंक वी आर
हाँ
हैबिचुअल ऑफ स्टेइंग अवे फ्रॉम होम, एंड उसके बाद भी इट वाज 7 years we were away from home. So एक वो आदत सी हो जाती है, maybe for someone who has never been out of his home and away from his family, so उसके लिए बहुत difficult हो सकता है. But I think for a Sanikian who has been away for quite 7 years और उतने कम एज में, it's not like कि हम कॉलेज years में अपने बाहर जा रहे हैं. Though in your college years also it was your in other state only, na? It was in Indore somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
So
Bhopal, Indore.
that also so Bhopal mein my college was, and it again had me कि भाई how you should adapt to going to other states, get along with, because Sainik school mein we had this teaching of getting along with any people we tend to. So that was an advantage there. That is an advantage here. Abhi it's been 2 months out here, and I know lots of people. Everyone in my class knows me by face. कि, okay, this is Yash, and he is either he's not coming to class or he's coming to class, or if we have some issues we should talk to him, something around it. Back in Bhopal also, I had this a very good relationship with people in the mess. So they anything I need, an extra food or something, I used to reach out. Okay, come on, we have this good relation, we tend to explore it. So it's not that hard, but then you somewhere there are days when you tend to just sit down, um, think about, okay, is this the right decision I made? Because as for me, I was मेरे पास लोन भी नहीं था, I don't had anything to pay off, I was just earning. And suddenly you go into a situation where you have 30-40 lakhs of burden on yourself, and you need to think, भाई मैं कैसे pay out करूंगा? So that is one factor, and people somewhere tend to lost in that कि they don't have that self belief कि I would be able to make it to that. The first year is hard, but then you get used to it, and then it's again there are two options you have once you finish your college: go back to your country and uh, implement the knowledge you gained here, or either keep working here, explore the market opportunities, and then go back to your countries.
Thank you so much, Yash, for your time and telling all about your experience and the process, how a student can opt for international studies and masters in foreign universities. So it was very lovely interacting with you, and I hope कि जो भी aspiring students हैं जो foreign में पढ़ना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत सारे students होते हैं जिनको पढ़ने का मन करता है, लेकिन maybe because of some family issues या फिर बहुत सारे issues हो सकते हैं, वो नहीं जा पाता है. और मे भी बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं एजेंट के चक्कर में फंस जाते हैं और दे टेंड टू टेक द रॉन्ग डिसीजंस एंड रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन इन देयर लाइफ. तो हो सकता है बहुत सारी चीजें. सो दिस टॉक एंड कन्वर्सेशन वाज ऑल अबाउट कि एक प्रोसेस कैसे हम इजी प्रोसेस एंड clear and the clean process which we can take so that your dreams of studying in a foreign university and becoming an international student can be fulfilled. So once again, thank you so much for your time, Yash, and I wish you all the very best for your masters in UK, University of London, and stay healthy, stay fit. Meet you once again with another topic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here, and I hope I have answered all the process that a person needs to follow. Don't fall in those games, or the conclusion I could conclude from this talk is do a thorough research of what you want and where you want to get into in order to get to a good university. In here in UK there is nothing like XYZ university is very good at ranking, so I would get an placement or I would get into a good company. There is nothing like that. It's all about you getting out there in the market and exploring. So keep hustling, keep again to Indian Warriors and Indian Warriors talk show, keep inspiring the next generation of people uh, working towards making a change. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you once again.